Hello guys, and I am back with the twin Powerforce Bagless Turbos. And as you can tell by the title of the video, this is going to be a comparison between these two. Now, off the jump, they're pretty much identical, right? But they have a lot of differences that separate them from the two. Differences that most people know, differences that some people know, most people don't know, and then a difference that I haven't seen anybody point out before. And we're going to get there eventually. But let's start off with this one. This one is the Bissell Powerforce Bagless Turbo 6596, debuted in 2006. Bissell's Powerforce's first turbo vacuum. They stopped selling these after 2007. Pretty decent vacuum. Then they came out with this in 2008. The Bissell Powerforce Bagless Turbo 6585. Sold this all the way till late 2011, because 2012 is when they announced the Helixes or started selling them. So let's start off with the main differences that everybody knows about, every vacuum collector knows about. Obviously they have different branding, different 12 amps stickers, maximum power 12 amps. This one words it differently. And let's start off to the second difference. This one has a silver crevice tool. That one is just standard black. I think they have the same, yeah, they have the same length cord, 30 feet. Turbo brushes are different. As you can see, it has an older branding. That one has a much more simple branding. Black base, clear base. This one's easier to take apart, but honestly, probably much easier to break and probably cheaper made. And these two vacuums are different domestically made. What I mean by that is this one is made in Korea. This one is made in China. Pretty much every Bissell now is made from China. So yeah, if you ever hear that saying about stuff is cheap from China, I guess you could say they started cheapening the vacuum cleaners out. Honestly, there's nothing different. There's no cheaper downgrade either between the two. Honestly, most times I see a 6596, the bearings are bad on it, and it's like, it sounds like a freaking siren screeching your ears out. This one, you mostly get decent motors. And let's go on and turn around the back. This one is a 2007. This one is a 2011. Both have all the attachments. $65.96, 2007. Made in Korea. I don't know if you can see that. Oh my gosh, my camera's shaking, my hand's shaking. Made in China. You can see that right there. 2011. Okay. So pretty much identical, right? Except the where they're made and the ages. Over around the same vacuum cleaner. They sound just about the same. And there's one more difference I want to get on. Well, actually, there's two more. These circles are smaller than these. Those are more ovals. I mean, those are ovals too, but those are smaller. And I don't know if this is just my 6585 or is it later 6585s. You got your branding right there. This one doesn't have the branding. Now, it might be later because I know there's 6585s with branding there. Either this one rubbed off, which I doubt it, or they just stopped adding the branding. And there is one more difference that I noticed, because don't ask me how I noticed this, but I'm just very observant. These headlight covers are shaped differently. This one is a little bit smaller than the other. If you have a 6596 and a 6585, try switching the light covers. They're not going to fit. They're just not going to fit. You can tell by the shapes, this side versus this, they're kind of built different. This one's a little bit smaller, this one's a little bit bigger. This right here is kind of more curved out. This one, well, this side is kind of more curved out. This side is kind of squared out. So I guess I'm very observant when it comes to that. And I'm trying to think of, well, this sticker's more faded out than that one. And oh, there's another difference that I noticed since I was a child when I had a 65, well, when we had a 6596 and 6585. The hose clips, well, the hose clamps, whatever you call them. You can see, put them beside each other. This one's a little bit higher, mounted higher than this one. And I noticed that when I was a kid. Thought it was really weird, but yeah. Other than that, they are basically identical. I'm trying to think of any other differences. They have different motors. They're both 12 amp motors, but they're built differently. Like the connectors are built differently. So, let's try old girl first. Let's try 6596 first. You already know I'm gonna run them, both of them, via the videos. And honestly, I think the 65, well, this has a clean view helix motor in it because the last one I kind of ruined. But I think this one's more quieter than this one. Let's give it a go. So it sounds pretty good. So you can hear the infamous squeaky wheels. Always happens on these machines. Okay, so let's push this one upside. And 6585. Let's go and plug this bad boy up. So you can hear the tones are kind of different. If you know, you know. If you don't, I don't really know how to explain it, but if you're in person, you can definitely tell these two motors sound a little bit different. So yeah, that is all the difference from these subjectively identical vacuums. And I might do a comparison of maybe the Dash 2 versus the 6583, I don't know. My dumb behind forgot to add another difference. The cyclones are different. These have like kind of rib cage, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a rib, maybe a rib cage or something like that, designed. Wow, the 85s, oh my gosh, and I just made that dirty. Wow. 6585s, just a bunch of dots. And they converted it back to this style when they came out with the Helix, so I guess that tells you which style is better or which style works better. So, God, that's dirty. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all. Out of these two, which one's my favorite? 6596. I got it. I just like the look of the 6596 better. I don't know why. It's not because it's older. Well, I guess it kind of is, but I just like the look of it better. And we had a 6596, obviously, before we had a 6585, so this one goes deeper into my childhood, even though we used the 85 more than the 96.